How the Philippines became a country, a journey of struggle, spirit, and sovereignty. Imagine a land of more than 7,000 islands, kissed by the Pacific Ocean, lush with rainforests, volcanoes, and rich soil, a paradise known today as the Philippines. But centuries ago, this land was not called the Philippines. It was a scattered group of island communities, ruled by local chiefs called Datus, Rajas, and Sultans. The people spoke different languages, had different customs, and lived in independent barangays. Trade flourished with China, India, Arabia, and the Malay world long before any European had even heard of these islands. The arrival of Spain 1521. This ship was part of an expedition led by Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer sailing for Spain. When Magellan landed on the island of Homonho, he unknowingly changed the course of history. He met the native people and converted some to Christianity. But not all were impressed. On April 27, 1521, in the Battle of Mactan, a brave chieftain named Lapu-Lapu stood his ground and refused to submit. Magellan was killed in the battle, becoming the first European to die in the Philippines. Still, Spain did not give up. The Spanish colonial rule 1565 to 1898. 44 years later, in 1565, Miguel López de Legazpi came with a stronger army. He began the Spanish colonization of the islands, naming them Las Islas Filipinas, in honor of King Philip II of Spain. For the next 333 years, the Spanish ruled the islands. They built churches, forts, and schools. They spread Christianity, changed native names, and collected tribute taxes. The Philippines became part of the Spanish Empire, ruled from Mexico, but beneath the surface, the Filipinos were restless. They endured forced labor, injustice, and racial discrimination. Rebellions flared up across the islands. But they were always crushed, until a quiet revolution began through words, not weapons. The rise of nationalism, late 1800s. Enter drive. Jose Rizal, a brilliant Filipino scholar and writer. He studied in Europe and wrote books like Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, which exposed the cruelty of Spanish rule. His words ignited minds. Youth, farmers, and intellectuals all began to dream of independence. Secret societies were formed, most notably the Katipunan, led by Andrés Bonifacio. In 1896, the Philippine Revolution began. Bonifacio led an armed revolt against Spain, though he would later be executed due to internal conflicts. Another leader, Emilio Aguinaldo, rose to command the revolution. In a twist of fate, a new global player would soon arrive. In 1898, the Spanish-American War broke out. The United States defeated Spain and took control of its colonies, including the Philippines. On June 12, 1898, Aguinaldo declared Philippine independence in Cavite, raising the Filipino flag and playing the national anthem for the first time. But the victory was short-lived. Spain handed over the Philippines to the U.S. for $20 million in the Treaty of Paris. The Filipinos were not even invited to the negotiation. Feeling betrayed, the Filipinos fought back again. The Philippine-American War broke out in 1899, It was a brutal, bloody conflict that killed hundreds of thousands of Filipinos. The US eventually captured Aguinaldo and suppressed the resistance. For the next few decades, the Philippines remained a US colony, though with promises of eventual self-rule. During this period, Americans introduced public schools, English education, democracy, and infrastructure. But the Filipino spirit for freedom never died. Then came World War II. Japan invaded the Philippines in 1942, defeating both American and Filipino forces. The years of Japanese occupation were marked by terror, famine, and suffering. But once again, Filipinos resisted. Guerrilla fighters, ordinary citizens, and the surviving army fought for liberation. By 1945, with the help of American forces under General Douglas MacArthur, the Philippines was freed. After centuries of colonization, war, and bloodshed, the dream finally became reality. On July 4, 1946, the United States formally recognized the independence of the Republic of the Philippines. It was a new beginning. The first president of the newly independent Philippines was Manuel Roxas. The country now had its own flag, its own anthem, and most importantly, its own future. The story of how the Philippines became a country is not just about battles and colonizers. It's a story of identity, unity, and resilience. From scattered islands to a sovereign republic, the Filipino people have shown the world the power of a nation that refuses to be broken. Their journey proves that even through centuries of struggle, the human spirit can rise, resist, and reclaim its freedom. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Dear friends, I need your support to grow my channel. Please like and subscribe and share it to your friends. Thank you so much.